obviously a lot of people are finding out about what's going on through social media because of the ways that mainstream news has been one-sided or has not covered what is happening on the ground with Gazans who are living under a hellfire amount of missiles, if not hellfire missiles themselves. It's not actually good. Interesting when you look at the tech companies who are responsible for giving us a lot of this news, turns out they also have a bias as well. One of the largest media companies in Europe was pushing its own initiative to limit online news about civilian casualties in Palestine. That's organization's called Upday. It's the largest news aggregator app in Europe, handed down directives to color the company's coverage of the war in Gaza with pro-Israel sentiment, according to interviews with employees and internal documents obtained by The Intercept. Leadership at Upday, which is a subsidiary of Axel Springer, gave instructions to prioritize the Israeli perspective and minimize Palestinian civilian deaths, according to employees. Quote, "We can't push anything involving Palestinian death tolls or casualties without information about Israel coming higher up in the story," an employee told The Intercept, referring to push notifications alerts sent to millions of phones. Axel Springer denies that. They say, "No, we've not directed our journalists to ignore civilian casualties, nor have we asked our editors to manipulate news coverage, nor was corporate management, yada, yada, yada." Why would journalists lie about this? Like, why wouldn't they? Why they're speaking out anonymously? But it's not just that. Looking at Meta, right? Owners of Facebook and Instagram, they've been locking out certain accounts that they deem too pro-Palestinian. A popular Instagram account among supporters of Palestine with more than 6 million followers is Eye on Palestine, and has been unable to be viewed since Wednesday night. The backup account was also unavailable to view. Both accounts were still unavailable at lunchtime on Thursday. This was last week. The account regularly posts images and videos from Gaza and is one of the leading Instagram accounts sharing experiences of Palestinian people living under Israeli bombardment of Gaza. This is also after, and I don't know if you guys missed this, but Instagram apologized because, guess what? They were adding the word terrorist to Palestinian user profiles, which said it was caused by a bug. The issue arose when users translated bios that had the word Palestinian written in English on their phone profile. The Palestinian flag emoji and the word alhamdulillah written in Arabic which would be auto-translated to English to read "praise be to God." Then it continued, "Palestinian terrorists are fighting for their freedom." So Meta just added terrorists to an Arabic phrase that did not have a flag emoji of Palestine that did not say terrorists. So they said sorry. But it is just proof, guys, that like even social media, where a lot of us are getting our information, and especially in the middle of a blackout imposed likely by Israel on the people of Gaza, even those platforms are not safe and they are not fair. And I don't know, Senator, I'm getting like, when do we democratize our media and specifically our social media, like vibes? Like can we all just go to Blue Sky? I know you're a very avid Blue Sky poster. You can't lie to this audience. We see you on Blue Sky.
No, I am on Blue Sky.
There's a reason, you know?
I'm definitely having a WTF moment. I know I can't say the full word, but I want people to say it out loud in their workplace, at their home. But this truly is a WTF moment. What the F is wrong with us? And I mean us as human beings. We cannot turn a blind eye to the horrors going on over in the Middle East. And for people who are purely championing peace and the preservation of life, what is, Franchise, for the life of it, I really do need somebody to walk me through this. Explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old. You know, there was a movie, Philadelphia, that Denzel Washington starred in along with Tom Hanks, an extraordinary movie, I must say. But Denzel played an attorney and he would often say, explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I need somebody or a group of somebodies to explain to me why advocating for the preservation of life, whether again, it's Palestinian lives or Israeli lives, but particularly Palestinian lives, asking for their lives to be preserved is what seems to get people in trouble. What is wrong with that? And what is wrong with us? And when you have media outlets, whether they're social or mainstream, doing what they're doing, we are really in trouble, because media is supposed to be above all of that. It's supposed to be the place where people can go and get unfettered access to the real. And that is the good, the bad, and the ugly of what is happening anywhere in the world. So again, it's happening now on this issue. What other issues will it happen about? That is the real threat. I mean, what we're talking about now is a threat, but there are threats beyond this threat. So, Francesca, I am having an absolutely WTF moment.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because you compare it to the BLM moment. You compare it to the filming of George Floyd's murder. Like, imagine if during that time, Meta decided we're going to block, and I know some of those accounts actually were blocked, but like that we're just gonna black out whatever happens under BLM. No, we're done with it. We're gonna cut off the internet to places like Kenosha or whatnot, like where things are going down. No more internet for y'all. No more filming of police. Police are in cahoots with local governments to cut the internet off so that you do not see the crimes that they are carrying out. You do not see what they are doing. Because these demonstrators must be stopped. I mean, I don't mean to make a crass comparison, but I do think sometimes comparisons are important to understand it if it happened to us. And I think the answer, sadly, to your question is because they are Arabs and because they are largely Muslims. And that is why we're being gaslit.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. I know Michael has the break. Absolute power, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, corrupts absolutely.